Hey toy fans, Aaron here. Today taking a look at the 3 3/4 inch R1-G4 from the Saga collection. So let's head to the table and check this one out. And a quick look at the packaging. This was released around the beginning of 2004. Still the phase 3 of the Saga line, which was that dark blue background with the starry look to it. Nice golden Star Wars logo up top, and through the blister you see the, well, just the included action figure. No accessories here. Down at the bottom you see a photo of the droid as you saw him in the movie, and to the right with the scene name, tattooing transaction, and the name of the droid. On the left side of the card, and along with the new year, came a minor change to this line. You do still have the number 06 being the number in the lineup. No more collection 1, 2, or 3. Instead, they just put includes. Well, you just get the droid, R1-G4. On the right side of the bubble, you got the exact same thing here that you had on the other side. On the back side of the card, the new year did not bring any changes here. Still along that top third, to the right side, you got a photo of the droid. And just one quick call out while I'm on this photo, if you notice on the top of the dome, he doesn't have what you might otherwise think is an antenna. I'll get to that more in just a little bit. To the left, you got a description about the droid, what was happening in the scene and such. Down below that, 2 shots of the action figure that you're getting, just showing you each side of the droid. And then on the bottom third of the packaging, you got another 9 figures that were also available in the line at the time. And now taking a look at the droid out of the packaging, this is an awesome looking figure. First up, it does stand taller than your average figure. And towards the end of the video, I'll put it up against some other figures. You'll see it with the sandcrawler and stuff. But anyways, great sculpt to it and excellent detail in the painting. First up, this little silver piece at the top of the dome. I mentioned how it wasn't photographed on the back of the card. Some might think it's an antenna, but it's actually not. This is part of the little, I guess, lowering device when he was lowered down in the sandcrawler onto the desert sand. I don't know if that was intentional for them to include that here, if they didn't realize that this wasn't a piece of the droid or not. I'm quite okay with it being there. I know it doesn't belong, but I don't know. I guess, if you wanted to, mimic him being lowered down to the ground or something, you got a little device there to help you do that, a little playability thing to it. I doubt that's why they did it, but nevertheless, it's here. It's looking good. And as far as that dome area, it's got a great shape to it. Certainly lines up with how you saw it in the movie. And I just love the painting through this area. Well, like I said, the whole figure, really. All these little gray patterns that are painted in there for the swirls, I guess, for lack of a better term. All that is lining up really good with what I saw in the movie. You got some like silver splatter and stuff splattered all over this dome. That's looking pretty good. The yellow lines, I mean, while they're not the best paint job, I'm quite okay with it not being clean, solid, straight lines. It's an old droid. It's been banged up. Intentional or not, the painting of the yellow lines work for me. And then along, I guess maybe we'll call it the face, you've got these 2 little gray pieces sticking out. One single rod here pointing straight out with a little bit of design and detail to the sculpt. And then this little, I guess, round piece or whatever. I have no clue what they are, but it's pretty representative of how it should look. As far as the midsection of the body, the sculpt, the painting really continues to shine here and matches up greatly with what we saw this droid look like. As you can see, you've got some curved panels, you've got some boxes sculpted in there, some cylinders also sculpted in, so just overall, everything's looking fantastic. In a few spots, you got some silver paint to represent some scrapes and dings, and even some of those scrapes are sculpted into the plastic. He does have 2 little claw arms that you're seeing, and those are extended out right now. I'll show you later that those do recess back into the main body. Those hoses that you see on the side of the body, you can pull those out from the bottom. They seem to be attached at the top, but I'll show those coming out again later. And then on the back side, you pretty much just got this large square panel. Got a nice vent sculpted in there, along with having a nice paint job to that. And just the only other thing, the overall part of this midsection of the body is just a little bit deeper green colored than you're getting on the dome and on the base of the figure. I don't know if that's just due to the way it was manufactured, or maybe the droid is indeed just those 2 little bit shades of green. Either way, I'm quite okay with how it looks. And then getting down to the bottom of the figure, little angular design here that matches up with how he looked in the movie. That black hose running around the base of it for whatever reason it's there. And yeah, I mean, otherwise some grayish or silver splatter painted in there. And then just to show this off on the bottom of the figure, he's got some rollers or maybe some tread or something painted in there, sculpted in. Nice little addition considering you're just standing the figure up most of the time. You're not really ever going to see the bottom, but it's nice that they added that detail in there. Now you do have some articulation with this droid, believe it or not. First up, this little antenna piece does swivel around, whether that's by design or just the way that the piece is assembled. You got that movement there. As far as the dome, you do get a 360-degree movement out of it. It is super tight on mine, but it goes. And once it hits back to that center, it does kind of rest right into place there. These hoses, as I mentioned earlier, like I said, they slide out from the bottom. So there you get a little look at that, and you can just slide those right back in. And then these little claw arms, like I said, they just slide in and out. No twisting or anything to those. And then at the base of the figure, you know, there's a tiny bit of movement in there. I don't know if that's just something loose, if it's intentional to have that articulation or not, but it certainly stops just after a very slight turn. And that's all there is to this figure. Like I mentioned earlier, no accessories included. You're just getting straight up what you saw in the movie. This is, as I've been saying, it's a great looking figure. I don't know what more you would want from this. I mean, if they were to revisit it, maybe you don't want the little silver thing on the top of the head. I don't know that that warrants actually going back to re-release the figure, unless you just, you know, want to get it back out there. But as it is, this is certainly one that you should go back and add to your collection. Certainly it looks great with the other droids that we've received from that scene. You got the Sandcrawler. That's small. Obviously, it doesn't work with the amount of figures that were in the scene in comparison. But nevertheless, going back in the line, you certainly do have a lot of figures now that complete this scene of the movie. And so that wraps up this look at R1-G4. I'd love to know what your thoughts are on this figure in the comment section below. And as always, thanks for watching.